Plans underway for National Electoral Commission (INEC) through Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, disclosing that the commission is working towards ensuring that prison inmates vote during the 2027 general elections. The plan was actually on the agenda in discussions between INEC and officials of the Nigeria Correctional Service at the commission's headquarters in Abuja today. Yakubu said moves to address the voting rights of inmates have commenced. The move would grant voting rights to thousands of prisoners in the country. The Comptroller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, Sylvester Ndidi Nwakuche Ofori, was at the INEC headquarters today to advocate for the voting rights of inmates. Yakubu therefore expressed appreciation for the proposal, pointing out that several African nations such as Ghana, Kenya and South Africa already allow inmates to vote. He said, and I quote, "Working together, we can seize the opportunity of ongoing electoral reform for a clear legal provision that will specifically cover citizens serving time in correctional facilities. The task is to engage with the National Assembly for clarity and legal backing." Now, Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has openly invited Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 general elections, Peter Obi, to return to the People's Democratic Party. Mohammed, who is the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, stated that the opposition must unite to rescue Nigeria from the current administration's failings. The governor made the appeal during Obi's visit to the Bauchi government house today. Bala Mohammed commended the former Anambra State governor for what he described as a new brand of politics centered on constructive engagement, people-focused governance and oversight. Commending Obi's legacy in healthcare and education, Mohammed acknowledged his past performance as a governor and the clarity of his vision for Nigeria. Mohammed stressed that leadership must go beyond seasonal politics and lip service, insisting that Nigerian politicians must demonstrate knowledge, empathy and planning. Governor Mohammed further stressed the need for the opposition to come together, warning that disunity only serves the interest of the ruling party. According to him, the current All Progressives Congress-led administration is failing to address the country's pressing economic and social problems. The Governors Forum, led in the PDP chairman, concluded by assuring Peter Obi of his support and calling for a collaborative effort to present a united front that can challenge the ruling party and provide a better future for Nigerians. Well, reports is that the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate earlier visited to institutions in the state where he donated 15 million naira, 10 million naira to Malkiya College of Nursing Sciences and 5 million naira to Itisharu Tafuzu Quranic School in Yelwa. Speaking in the College of Nursing, Obi highlighted the important role nurses play in healthcare. He said nurses are the heart of the health system and are even more important than doctors in some cases. Now, in a very recent development, former presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, Obi Kachikwu, has alleged that former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan offered Peter Obi, the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate, the position of coordinating minister of the economy if he would withdraw from the 2027 presidential race to support Jonathan's ambition. The opposition politicians include Peter Obi, who adopted the ADC as a platform for an opposition coalition ahead of the 2027 elections. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja today, Kachikwu claimed that northern political interests drafted Jonathan into the contest as a strategy to weaken the South influence. Kachikwu further alleged that Obi was told he could not win northern votes because he is an Igbo man. According to him, he said, and I quote, "Peter Obi has been told in very clear terms that he will never get northern votes as an Igbo man, and as such, he should accept to be Atiku's running mate." He accused former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and some northern elites of holding political power for decades without improving illiteracy and poverty in the region. He condemned the deliberate spread of falsehoods against President Tinubu and other southern presidential aspirants. Calling on Nigerians to resist Atiku and his allies, Kachikwu said, and I quote, "We must all come to equity with clean hands and sincerity of purpose. We don't burn our houses because we want to kill rats and cockroaches. Sometimes we just need to make our houses clean so that rats and cockroaches live on their own." Now, in a very recent development concerning the case of the police, Inspector General of Police and Omoyele Sowore, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has called on the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to quickly investigate the alleged police torture of Omoyele Sowore, who is a journalist and an activist. In a statement issued today via the X account of Serap, they are asking the federal government to ensure the probe is prompt, impartial, independent, transparent, and effective. The group said those found responsible must be identified, named, shamed, and prosecuted according to the law. Serap reminded the authorities very recently that Section 34 of the 1999 Constitution guarantees the right to dignity of a human person. We also disclosed further that it was quite imperative for due diligence to be carried out so that falsehood will not be the order of the day. However, let's take a listen to the police commissioner of police, who is actually on top of the case with Omoyele Sowore, given the reason why Omoyele Sowore is still within their custody.
Please, can we have one house, please? All right. Please, for the records, I'm CP Abayomi Shogunle, PhD FSI, Commissioner of Police Special Intervention Squad, and I'm here speaking on behalf of the Inspector General of Police and the Nigerian Police Force pertaining the reason why you are here. Just as stated by my good friend and comrade regarding what happened 2 days ago, I was actually there. You saw me, and I don't know if any of your lawyers, Abubakar and Marshall, I don't know if any one of them is here. You know, just as you said, the two petitions against Omoyele Sowore were shown to him in the presence of those two lawyers I mentioned, right in my presence. One bordered on forgery of police documents, which he published online. And we all know the position of the law. It is your duty to provide the source or how you came about a forged document. That is one. That petition was shown to him. Then the second petition has to do with cyberbullying regarding false allegation. Please, when you were talking, I did not interject, please. If you are not ready to let me talk, I will leave you here and we will move forward. So please respect me. When you were talking, I didn't interject. All right. So the two petitions, as I've stated, were shown to Omoyele Sowore 2 days ago, right? In the presence of his lawyers. But where the issue now is, he refused to make statements in the presence of his lawyers. It's on record. It is on record. He refused to make a written statement, and the procedure under the Nigerian law is very clear. When an allegation is made against you, you are called upon, you have a duty to put down your own position. If you cannot write, it's not compulsory you write in English. If you cannot write, somebody will write for you and read and interpret for you, and you sign. That is the procedure. And since he refused to make a statement, I'm still saying it, in the presence of his two lawyers, Marshall and Abubakar. They were Marshall and Musa, barristers, Marshall and barrister Musa. They were there when he said he was not going to write any statement. And the procedure is very clear. We have an investigation that is being carried out. The investigation being carried out has nothing to do with the protest about police retirees. It has nothing to do about his political views or ambition. It has nothing to do with his human rights activities. The two petitions were shown to him. Again, I'm repeating this. And the allegations, one, in possession of forged police documents, then two, that is one. Then the other one has to do with the cybercrime law, cyberbullying, and so on. Now he has refused to make statements. His arrest was ordered right in the presence of his lawyers, and an order was made for his detention. So as at now, I've not been briefed, or I don't know whether he has finally made a statement or not. Omoyele Sowore is in safe hands, and if you want to see him, 2 or 3 of your representatives can go with me, not this crowd. Go with me and you will see him.
All right. As it stands, Omoyele Sowore also addressed the press. The Commissioner of Police took some reporters as well as some comrades of Omoyele Sowore to where he's being kept, where he addressed the press. We'll look into that later. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party National Working Committee has cautioned members against endorsing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his second term, warning that such actions amount to anti-party activity and will attract stiff sanctions. In a statement today, the National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologunagba, the party therefore expressed concerns over the conduct of some prominent members whose public support for the APC in its 2027 presidential candidate violates the PDP's constitution. The National Working Committee cited Section 10, subsection 6 of the party's constitution, which prohibits members from aligning with other political parties or groups in a way that undermines the PDP or its elected governments. According to the statement, these endorsements, alongside repeated public criticism of the PDP, threaten party unity and could harm its electoral prospects if left unchecked. The National Working Committee therefore issued a strong reprimand and urged those involved to retract their positions or face disciplinary action under Section 59, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. You're currently listening to the World News at 6 here on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. We'll take a very short break. When we return, we'll head into a news analysis segment where we get to look at some of the stories read out on the World News at 6. Do kindly stay with us.